Erik Ten Hag has been speaking. We know that Ronaldo didn't fly to Bangkok the other day and is not with them, citing family reasons, personal issues regarding that. But Ten Hag's come out and said just in the last few moments, don't count him out though. I'm certainly not counting him out. He'll be with us next season. He says Cristiano Ronaldo is not for sale. He is in our plans. He's not with us due to personal issues. We are planning with Cristiano Ronaldo for this season. That's it. How to make him happy? Well, I don't know, but I'm just looking forward to working with him. So he's saying, yeah, I will be working with him next season. That's as far as I know. And that Ronaldo will be with us. Do you think that is the accurate picture?
Well, he seems like a bright guy, Ten Hag. He's not going to go against something that's been told to him. He obviously believes that. We're not privy to the conversations he's had with Cristiano Ronaldo or the hierarchy of the club. So you have to kind of take on board what he's saying a little bit. If he wants him there and he's got a year left and he's having conversations with him, maybe we are reading into it more. But the fact that, for me, that Ronaldo, or a representative Ronaldo, has verbally come out and said that he wants another challenge, suggests to me that's what will happen. I don't think Ten Hag's desire to have him there will override Ronaldo's desire to leave.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I agree with Danny, Simon, when someone within Ronaldo's camp said another challenge, you think, maybe it's not just personal issues. Maybe it's not just a family situation.
I would imagine Ten Hag can't wait to get him out the bleeding door, but he's towing the party line for the positioning of how that exit happens.
It's not like you to get right to the point.
Well, look, I mean, these guys will say certain things because they're towing a particular line and ensuring that there's a particular perspective put on it, so they control as much of the process as they want to. It is nonsense that he's not gone on this tour for personal reasons. He hasn't gone because he doesn't want to be at Manchester United anymore. Ten Hag won't want it. He doesn't need a revolution with a reluctant participant. A reluctant participant that will occupy far too many headlines that he doesn't need. He needs to build a football club. He needs all of the things pulled together, not to deal and cater with one individual that is coming to the end of his career, may score X amount of goals, but takes away something from the ability to be able to compete at the top of the division because of the way that you have to play with Ronaldo in your team.
If that's the case, and you're the
out.
You're the owner. Would you be saying to your manager, say whatever it is you feel and do whatever you've got to do? Rather than, would you rather hear him say, I'm happy for him, or are you thinking you'd be telling him to toe the line for the finances you might get for Ronaldo?
Know as well as I do, when they signed Ronaldo last year, they got about a 15% bump on their share price. So there are other things at play about how this is handled.
Okay.
If it was not just, if it was a simple situation where I was the owner of the football club, I was head cook and bottle washer without shareholders and needing to worry about my share price, I would sit there and go, deal with it how you want. This is your football team. You're in power. The only time you have to answer to me is when things aren't going the way I want them to go. So off you go and do what you need to do. But in this instance, there are far more moving parts to it. So I think he's playing the game and it will play out the way it wants to play out. And I think that United, as brilliant as Ronaldo is, as effective as he can be with the goals that he can score, will be better off in the longer game, which means this season, because I think this season is a long game. They say a week is a long time in politics. A season is a long time in a football team.
I agree with Tony Cascarino, incidentally, and I stick to it. I think he owes United, but he doesn't really care, does he? He doesn't care if he owes anybody. He doesn't care if he owes United at all.
I don't think he owes.
He's made his decision and he goes.
What does he owe?
Well, after all the arrival and all the noises he made on arrival,
who made that noise?
I'm going to be here for 2 seasons. This is wonderful. It's great to be back home.
He's walked the walk.
So why does he not want to stay?
Well, because when he turned up, when he signed, they made other signings. They'd finished the second year before. There was a belief at Old Trafford that was the season they were going to compete. That was the feeling. He came with good intention to rekindle that relationship and try and improve them to the next level to win the title. He did his bit. He was a top goal scorer by a country mile, and everyone else has fallen below the standards, and they're not even in the Champions League. This is a guy that strives for records. This is a guy who wants the best. So he's a year later. He's entitled to change his mind. He's given them what they asked for.
That's right. And he'll look around that laughable motley crew of lamentable, feeble-minded players and think, why do I want to be here? Ten Hag is coming in. He's got his work.
That before he went back to rejoin them for 2 seasons.
I don't suppose. Well, first of all, contracts are a two-way transaction, which means they'll be able to monetise him and be able to sell him out the door.
So you're with Ronaldo in this? Change it?
I'm not with him. But what I am saying is that contracts work 2 ways. They work for the benefit of the football club, so they can command a transfer fee for him, and they work on the benefit of the football club if they wanted to keep him for a period of time. But where we are now is he now knows what he walks into. He wouldn't have believed he would have walked into a dressing room that was as lamentable as that. as feeble-minded as that, as lightweight as that one's been, and as embarrassing to Man United fans as that was towards the end of the season. They can blame Woodward and they can blame Ralph Rangnick. Look at the bleeding players. This is about the players.
Well, how about this? I'm just hearing, actually, Ten Hag is speaking while we're speaking here. He's out in the Far East. They go to Australia next week. Ten Hag saying, I don't know if Ronaldo will be joining us out there. So I think we can safely assume he's not going to pitch up, is he? Right. We can safely assume, for not only in Australia, but for next season. So it's goodbye, Cristiano.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.